Hello, everybody, and welcome to Survivor with Jamie, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
And I am Jamie.
And my head is like, why?
Welcome, everybody, to the show. Sorry, I've been in a different time zone for a couple of days, and apparently I come back and don't know how to unmute the theme song when it starts, so there's that. It's like, why isn't it playing? Anyway, I'll fix it in post. Anybody listening to this not live with us right now? Yeah, we'll never know. How's it going?
Never know.
Good.
It's going all right.
All right, we are here to talk about Survivor Season 42, Episode 4, called Vibe of the Tribe. And I like this title, and it was very apropos because that tribe really is an S show. It is a walking hot mess.
Yep.
It is.
Yep.
But, I mean, did anybody else not see that they were probably going to be the ones going to tribal since we saw so much of them today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, when it was close, I was like, they're going to lose because we saw how much they hate each other earlier, so.
You thought they would have a chance because you see Lydia can't, is it Lydia?
Lydia,
can't
yeah.
Jump?
Yeah.
Lydia can't. I said she's need a running start or just run and jump real quick and then let someone else try.
She posted on Twitter tonight that she is normalizing sucking at challenges.
I saw that. Lydia has a fun Twitter. I'll say that. She's a fun Twitter.
Yes.
But they didn't panic. She came back in the puzzle and
she did.
They won.
She did. Good old Lydia Chlamydia. So, yeah, this episode was a thing that happened.
It certainly was.
There was a lot. It was good. I think there was a decent amount to talk about. Poor Swathi. I feel really bad for her. I feel like Tori has really emerged as a player that you dislike.
Told you.
Rolling her eyes at people.
I sniffed it out. I knew. The second somebody is like, I'm going to take the sacred job that I have of helping people provide themselves with mental wellness, and I'm going to use that to manipulate people. That's not something a hero does.
No. But even because
but it is a game, and you're doing everything you can to win. So.
Yep.
But I thought Swathi played. Her and Tori played terrible tonight.
Oh, both of them played terrible. And,
why? If you're Swathi, why do you say anything? You're in, and then all of a sudden they start comparing notes, and they have it on film. I'm your number one. You don't promise that to everybody.
You don't tell anybody I'm your number one straight off the bat.
I want to work with you. I want to work.
Yeah, I want to work with you. It's so often that we hear people say, "Oh, she told me this," but Survivor lately has really been going to the tape, and that has been somewhat delicious.
Yes, I do like it. And to her defense, I often don't like saying, "Oh, well, somebody is young," and I don't always love going to that immediately on people's mistakes, but this situation in particular fits the bill of somebody who's still fairly new out of high school and is used to telling people, "You are my best friend."
Yeah.
It's just got a little bit of that energy.
Besties.
She hasn't quite, she hasn't gotten to that place where it's like, you don't have to tell everyone that they're your bestie.
Do you think it hurt her that she had a strong alliance with Rock?
Did she though? I mean,
I
guess so because he's the only one that didn't vote for her.
He had no clue what had happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was kind of left out. And clearly everyone else was her number one and he wasn't. So she did not have a good read. On the people in that camp.
No.
Yeah. But again, I agree with you that could definitely be attributed to just being too young.
Yeah. Yep. And she's watching some of the deleted scenes from last week, I think. I don't know, it might have been 2 weeks ago. But it was pretty cute. Their conversations around camp, and it's clear how separate the rest of the camp kind of saw themselves from her based off of age. They kept asking her, like, oh, do you know who Celine Dion is? And she's like, I've heard the name before. I mean, there's just like, there's a big gap. There's a big gap in like pop culture. And
imagine not knowing who Celine Dion is.
yeah, Cher, it was another, like, well, I know the name, but I don't know what they
Cher?
do.
Cher? I think, like, the Sonny and Cher show is on, like, Nick at Night now. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, is it?
I have no idea.
Well, Cher's been around forever.
She's Cher. That is
been around since, and she won't go away, so it's like, how do you not know her?
I don't know. I feel like once you reach the point of going by single name, first name basis with the world, but, you know, she's 20. That's a big difference from some of the rest of them at 28, apparently.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, somebody says, like, Billie Eilish to me, and I'm like, oh, that girl that whispers? Like, I don't know.
That girl that looks like that guy that's on Shameless? Yes.
Anyway, all right. Playing tonight. I think we've established that tonight might have been the episode which highlights when everybody plays bad.
Yeah. Except Jonathan's tribe.
Oh my god! But it looks like that might blow up at some point too, because they did not
he's definitely
seem
got
happy.
He's definitely got a target on his back.
Right, he has a target, and they didn't seem very happy that he was like, "We're like the bestest friends to ever be friends on Survivor."
Well, he knew but other people have said that too. But you never want to say that,
right?
Because when it comes to a merge, you know.
But I guess we'd be remiss if we did not talk about the incredible challenge performance that he once again demonstrated. Literally carrying his tribe's boat to shore, or whatever one of those things.
And I
thought
like
Marianne was going to drown.
I feel like anytime he's in the water, he towers over but everyone else in height. So that's one.
He's 4.
And 2,
and Goliath.
Clearly, and he's an amazingly strong swimmer. I'm like, that is a triathlon swimmer right there. Like, his form is impeccable when he is swimming. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if the other contestants this year were also like that traditional Malcolm, you know, like the merge targets. He is still an exceptional swimmer, and he's an exceptional athlete. So he really has put a very large target out there, and Jeff has helped with that.
Yes.
Because Jeff cannot help but going, this guy, you guys, this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's better than all of you.
When Jeff gets enthusiastic, I mean, about a macho man. Jeff gets enthusiastic about his macho man.
Right. You can tell with that first challenge with all the ropes, like, you can tell who's in charge of the Christmas lights at home.
Yeah, I would have been on the other 2 tribes, because I'm in charge of the Christmas lights, but I put them away nice and neat. How are they tangled up?
How do they do this every year?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's gremlins.
Gremlins, yep.
Yeah.
Christmas gremlins.
So that was what was that? Taku. The other tribe, not Vati. The other Vati, right? Because Ika's the one that's the mess one. So Vati is also a little bit of a mess. Daniel's in a bad spot. Nobody wants to work with him. He's mad like Chanel got off without anybody blaming her. Blah 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 blah. And because you made the biggest right. Like
you decided everything.
Yeah, I like Daniel. He seems like a decent enough person. His story with childhood cancer got me, but holy moly, yeah.
He really does like an excellent Balky Bartholomew's, like cousins. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
He's got that down pat.
But I like when he was saying that when him and Mike were talking. So you lied to me? You lied to me here? You're like, yeah, I've lied to you a lot.
I mean, I guess good for you for coming clean.
Didn't have a choice.
He didn't have a choice because at that point everyone had his number.
Right.
But
well, it seems like everybody was like, I felt blindsided. Well, I felt blindsided. Well, I felt blindsided. So clearly everybody is doing a poor job at communicating what they're really going to do before they go into trouble.
And Chanel did do a good job of avoiding the fray. Yes. But she didn't have a vote. So it's like, I didn't have a vote. Yep. What do you mean I was in charge?
Right.
But it's interesting that nobody pointed out why, because I listened to I listened and read some of Jenny's exit interviews, and no one had any idea. Like, they had specifically told her, Jenny, because she had been there, like, don't risk your vote. Don't risk your vote. So they trusted her, thought that she did what she was told, or, not to risk her vote. And nobody had any idea that she didn't have a vote. Because she had a vote, things would have been totally different. And It's interesting that Daniel caused such a spectacle that not one person stopped to be like, well, why didn't Chanel have a vote?
Yeah. What happened here? Yeah, exactly. Like, the math wasn't put together. No one there is good with math now. Everyone's confused.
We also had Daniel going, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. We'll talk about it in the morning. We'll go off to our things.
Right.
And then, of course, everyone talked to me. Then Chanel's like going, oh, no.
Right. Now, I'm not saying that I would be a good Survivor player, but I'm just saying, if you're out there and you want to play Survivor, take a deep breath and don't go on the defense. See how you can deflect it to somebody else and do it with confidence.
Wait and see what happens.
The way that Tori did it today. Yes. Because Tori, for as terrible as her gameplay, like, she managed to get that vote onto Swathi. And Chanel, all she had to do was hush.
Yep.
And nobody came for her that we saw.
Well, Hai came out the best, I think, of everybody in that situation, as far as really having a much better handle on what was going on with the individual players. Once he realized what was happening, and he did I loved his confessional, and he was talking about Daniel, like, having no spine and just how quickly he could crumble, and he realized he could take advantage of that.
Right, because you never give away the game. And Daniel, by going up there and being like, I'm not going to rocks, like, Hai, of course, was going to be like, oh, all right, well then I'm getting what I want. Like,
right.
Like, don't give away the game. Try to get people to go to the way you want them to go, not,
Yes.
Yeah.
Make people see what you want them to see, not what's really going on.
Exactly. So at the challenge again, we had Marianne say her immunity idol line with Jack. The way that Marianne is playing it with such enthusiasm and hilarity, has it changed? Has it at least softened you a little bit to the whole thing, or are you still like, this is dumb?
It's dumb. I mean, if I'm Marianne, I wait and see if anybody says anything. I'm not going to keep saying it every tribal the same thing.
I don't think that is.
People are going to say, okay, she's losing it. She's, what's wrong with her? She keeps talking about these stupid rabbits. What is she talking?
I don't think that it has even entered her mind that she can be quiet and not say anything. Because
she does have trouble with that.
As Sherry says in the chat, I love that Marianne got the Beware idol. Felt natural when she said her line, but why didn't Mike say his line? And I think, didn't Daniel and Mike, like when Daniel took it and read the fine print and lost it twice, wasn't it determined that he didn't have to say it until he wasn't required to say it?
You already lost your vote,
right? And
what else could they do to you?
Right, he didn't have to say it, and the only reason that he might, like, if they got to the merge without the three idols coming together, didn't they determine that means that they could just have individual idols? Which I think now that's a rule going forward that's stupid, because anybody could just play it that way, and I feel like that's not how the Survivor Founding Fathers intended it to be.
Well, there was no idol.
I have a suspicion when we all were kind of left dumbfounded with Xander's loss. What if, like, I don't know, because myself personally, the first time she read the clue, it was funny. She found a way to kind of make it work with her personality. But then when she, like, had to touch back on it this time, it felt really cringy and uncomfortable, and I did not like it. And I thought it made her sound crazy. Whereas the first time it fit her personality. Now she sounds a little bit nutters, and I'm really afraid that might have taken place with Xander. It might have played a big role in people deciding they didn't like Xander on last season, because he kept saying all this weird stuff about
maybe. I feel like it was well established that other things that Xander did pissed enough people off that no matter how well he played that idol, his fate was inevitable, much like Thanos said.
Still shocked he didn't win, or at least get a vote. But
it was a we don't like this kid so much vote.
Right, and I don't think that I don't think any amount of weird things that he would have said.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think it mattered. I think people just looked at him.
This will be the last season they have this type of.
Well, because
there's no way any player coming to that game that's seen it will go, yeah, I'm going to take a chance.
So you think
my turtles, my frogs, my rabbits. You're saying it again for the fourth time? Yes.
This is going to go the way of the Tyler Perry idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there's too much to lose.
Yeah, exactly. But do you think that Jeff was so excited? He was so excited that the production company was so excited about this great new twist in the game that was the deciding factor on filming these 2 seasons, just like literally back to back, passing ships on the ocean, reel the new ones in, because we have to make this work.
Because they generally lately they've generally filmed them back to back like that. That's why
a stationed location.
Right.
Yeah, but that's why in certain seasons, because like the All-Star seasons that Malcolm came back, nobody had seen his season because it was back to back, and I think that was the same thing with Natalie and
Sandra too, wasn't it?
Didn't
she go from like straight from
she went
Rob
the Island of the Idols
to
to Winners. That's right. They went straight back to back too. So I think they do. I think that just saves money for production, and I think with this is because of the quarantine and the fact that it was shorter, and because don't forget, if they let the crew go home at all, then everybody's got to re-quarantine for 2 weeks.
That quarantine business has definitely changed their schedule,
right? So I do think that played a part of it. I don't know if necessarily this will come back or not. I think that they will give it another shot, maybe not right away, but I think they might let a couple seasons pass.
They'll have to change.
Or they have to let it get out of sight.
Change how you activate it. You can't sit there and keep saying the same thing every tribal, because everyone's going to, she'll potentially have an idol.
I don't know. I don't know.
What's the point? Again, if you get an idol, you don't want anyone to know. If you get an advantage, you don't want anyone to know. Everybody knows.
Well, those were the old rules of the game. The new rules of the game is this is a risk you take by taking the idol. It's called Beware.
I know, but it's a risk I would never take.
But people will know about it. So maybe now, if they have to change it to really make it work, it might be might not be you have to say this phrase. It's gonna be like you have to perform this action. So like you have to sit out of the next competition, and then the other two, there'll be something like you're going to have to find something here. Like it's going to be an action and not a phrase.
Right. You know what I do think will be around to stay for a while? The Shot in the Dark, because now we've had like 6 people play it, and it's.
We've had more people play it this season than last, because only one person played it.
I think only what's her name, Sydney played it last season,
and
no one's got it.
Is it going to be like really amazing when it finally works, or is it really going to make us bummed out because it's finally going to work on somebody we really want?
It's going to save like Tori or somebody that we're like, damn it.
That's just how these twists go. CBS has a long history of like these twists working against the best, like the most loved people in the game.
Yes.
I thought Tori must have been very confident that she wasn't going home because she didn't really put up a fight.
She rolled her eyes. She did not.
She's kind of like, she's delusional. She's this and all that other thing. So
right?
She could have said, "Aren't you the one that went up to everybody and said, I'm going to be your number one? We all know it."
Right. We all talked about this. Yeah. She used the word, projection, and then just sat back. basically, and was like, she's just talking nonsense. But it would have been interesting had they actually said, she's told everybody that they're number one, and then like poor Rockstar is sitting there like, what?
Right.
I just told her said how proud I was of her, and she never told me I was her number one.
Right. Well, and the thing with Tori that makes me not like her is not that that's the game she's playing. It's that I could have really done with the massive eye rolls and the sneering and the bit of the attitude. Like maybe pull that back.
Maybe she's trying to get the
Eliza.
Those are the people that they always show. They get memes of them and all.
Yeah. She may have been trying for that, but it just came off so snotty. I don't know.
Yeah, and it does make, listen, some of my absolute favorite players in the history of the game, including Australia, like this season, it's the baddies in the game are sometimes just the funnest television to watch. And you just, even if they're kind of like not the nicest people, they're still really great entertainment. And then there's people who just come across as crass and a jerk, and Tori's kind of falling into that one. So she needs to, get a little bit more quippy and a little less eye rolly, and then maybe I'll pay attention in a positive way.
Right. We all have that moment where
she does come across condescending. I mean, she does.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
What do you guys think about Romeo's stock? Like, he seemed to have a pretty big night. He had a lot of confessionals, a lot of,
his montage.
Montage. Wanted a montage. Like, he seemed to get a lot more screen time in a positive, significant way tonight. What do you guys...
do you want to know why? Because he has just enough snark and quip without the eye roll. He is fun to watch.
He has practice. You are right. Yes.
That is true.
He has the blend, the mix.
Yes. He's
the recipe, the ingredients.
Yeah, sure, Roxray. You bet. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And I just want to tell him to shut the heck up.
That was good.
I know, poor Roxray.
But you know what? I kind of liked him during his tribal. I did like that he was saying something nice about somebody on his tribe. That was good to see.
Well, that's another mistake Tori made. She did the right thing by going over there and stroking his ego, but why tell about it an advantage someone has if they don't know? Because you can't trust people. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What are you trying to game there?
I have a hard time. I get it. Like, you always hear, well, it's so boring out there, and so you want something to stir everything up and to talk and have something to do. But at the same note, we've seen people who get an advantage early in the game and carry it all the way down to the last moment that they can, or within 2 or 3 tribals of the last time they can use it. Right. Without telling maybe one other person, maybe. It can't be done. You just have to not want to show off a little bit, and you have to trust yourself. You always hear people talking about, who is the one ally? Who can I trust the most? But you can't trust anyone.
No.
You can trust yourself. Can you trust yourself to make the right decision when the people you think you trust betray you? I think the people who can trust themselves are the best players in the game. Every single year, the person who trusts their own intuition the most, they're the ones who win.
Right. I had this thought while you were talking. Something that you said kind of triggered it, and this has nothing directly to do with what you just said, and I apologize, but I don't want to let this go.
I understand that fully.
Something that you said just made me think of this. What if Marianne goes very far in the game because people thinking that she's kind of a lunatic bumbling about rabbits disarms her from being a threat to other people? And whereas, they might look at Tori someday, or Drea or Chanel and be like, well, or Jonathan and be like, well, this person has this, they're cunning, they're quiet, they're this, they're that, they're strong, and makes them more of a target. But they look at Marianne and they're like, oh, Marianne's more of like a bumbling fool who just talks about rabbits.
We're not worried about her.
Right.
So you know what? That will work, because that is a really large component to how Erica made it as far as she did last year.
True.
She just wasn't a threat in their eyes, even though she was able to completely undo a whole week and stick around after 2 different years. We're like, she has got to go. Like every week, they're like, she's got to go.
Yeah.
Nobody else considered that she was a threat because she was quiet and friendly and silly and, maybe didn't quite know what she was doing on the island. Silly me. And then she walked away with the money.
But it's another thing, you bringing that up, Colleen, when Jonathan said how tight they were and how loyal they are with each other. Well, now that people are going, okay, Marianne is loyal.
Yeah.
She's kind of wacky and goofy, but I could work with her. She's loyal. I don't see her winning the game because she's
right. But we're seeing
an easy one.
We're seeing
maybe
confessionals.
So maybe she gets pulled far into the game because, like you just said, last season, nobody thought Erica was a threat. So, and I think Jonathan helped her, even though she was cringing and going,
right.
Stop talking. I think it might have helped her.
And as we know, she clearly has the awareness of how to play the game because she talked about when she was on the Shipwheel Island that most people of faith, like she is, they struggle with making like hard decisions, but that's not going to be her. She's going to risk her vote. She's going to do this. She's going to do that. She's going to do this. And then we see today, she clearly demonstrates like, no, I don't want to be seen as like part of a tight group. People go after the tight group. So she knows what's up. And I just really like Marianne and, I want her to go far.
Well, she's definitely, I don't think there's a lot of, what's the word? There's not a lot of fun people.
Right.
There's more. They seem more serious, which is fine. But she really stands out because she's so bubbly. And,
right. They had 2 more weeks of 2021 to live through that it just made them really hardened.
I mean, you look at the tribe. You had Drea and all these people that group and Rock, and they're like, we're just not. We're not there yet.
Which so wait, that tribe Taku is Thor, Lindsay, Omar, and Marianne, right? Those are who's left from that tribe.
Yes. Well, I'm talking about the tribe that went to tribal council.
Yeah, the tribe that went to
there's not a fun person in that group.
No, they are a disaster. I feel like Roxroy hasn't been really given his chance to shine, but apparently he's pissing everybody off. So who knows?
Well, he is kind of I don't want to be like using like ageism or anything here, but like him being a little bit older than the rest. I think not so much the fact that he's older or more mature or anything like that. The point that I'm making is that he's been watching Survivor a few more years than they have, likely, and I think he leans towards a little bit more of an old school game, and. So I think he's trying to kind of pull his tribe towards that old school game, and they're like, no, no, we're just doing our thing, and like this is how we're gonna do it. So I think that's gonna be hard for him. But if he makes it to merge, then we might get to see his game shine.
Yeah. Maybe I think Romeo is somebody that could be a lot more fun than his current tribe permits him to.
Well, Rock should know that nobody likes to be told what to do.
No. They don't. I mean, it doesn't matter what generation you're in. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, it's like, is he actually doing the work, or is he just telling me to do the work?
Yeah.
They don't show him. They don't show him doing a lot of work, but
And he does it a lot if he gets an entire montage of it. Like, let's face it. Good thing he's got a cool name. That cool name's probably saved
it's such a cool name.
Yeah.
Do you think that anybody else really stood out tonight? I mean, I was sad to see Swathi go. We never saw a very strong portrayal of from her, but still, it's kind of a bummer.
A little bit.
This is the most airtime she had today, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I felt. I didn't feel much attachment to her until like the last 2 minutes of the entire show. So. It's like, what do you call it? It's like she pulled a Shannon from Lost, like, we don't know. We don't care. Oh, wait a minute. I do. Oh, she's gone.
Right. Even though Tori's the one that looks like Shannon from Lost.
Absolutely.
To be fair, a lot of us cared about Shannon season 1.
Sort of.
Just a little, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I really cared about her when she was kidnapped in Europe and her dad had to go after her.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was real tough.
A rough one.
She got a badass dad, that's for sure.
Oh, super badass dad. I will never not want to watch that movie if it's on. If it's an option presented to me. All right. Any last thoughts about this? You guys think that? I mean, do you think they made the right call voting out Swathi?
I don't know, because I don't think Tori's trustworthy at all.
Exactly.
No.
But I don't think that any of them are necessarily good players, so I feel like from what we've seen, anybody
I am
gone.
entirely okay if that entire tribe cannibalizes each other and Romeo is the last man standing and joins the merge. Just because I think he's going to have some, like, really great moments.
Right. You mean if everybody else, Juliet's and Romeo's the last one?
Yes.
Well, I think Romeo's in good position now, because he's on the, he's
on top.
Yeah, it's not the. Plus, he's got the other two, so he'll make it to the merge. But
oh God! Now you just jinxed him, Jack.
Well, it happens.
No,
he'll make the merge.
I will just keep my fingers crossed that Tori goes before he does, and she's not making my Survivor Rock Band.
I think. Sure. No. I do think that you are right, though. That whatever.
Does Tori
get? My train of thought.
Does Tori if they merge and she's still part of it? Do they say, okay, you can't trust Tori? Does she get dragged to the end because she's not going to win?
Unless she's excellent at, like, saving her own booty during competitions, I think they will immediately be like, you can't trust her because she just has a personality. It's right there, right in the beginning. I can't trust you.
Yeah. Miami Mike in the chat says lots of lost talk on the podcast and lots of flashbacks on Survivor tonight.
See, I might have voted Tori out tonight because, like I said, Swathi, she made some mistakes, but maybe
you could work with her. Like,
Drea's literally tried to work with Tori how many times, and they just haven't clicked.
Right? Like, come on, Drea. Shame on me. Shame on you. Shame on all of us. Whatever the phrase is, like, get her out.
Right? And you know what? Clearly, Swathi was interested in making best friends. So maybe you could work with her and really actually cement something. Tori, I mean, it's in her body language.
Well, I think what hurt her,
she's not interested in anybody.
Another thing that hurt her when she was talking with Romeo, oh my God, she's playing the game. We didn't think she was playing the game. Which I always found stupid. I go, okay, people are there. All of a sudden now you think, oh, we just thought she was just some young girl who came on an adventure. Right? I'm like going, well, that's just stupid.
Also, the fact that they go, well, her social game is so good, she's dangerous. No, her social game is horrible. That's how all three of you in the first week have discovered that you're her number one. Like,
right.
Well, clearly,
it's horrible. You can read her very easily. Keep her around because you know what dumb things she's doing.
Right.
Because she's going to tell everybody what dumb things she's doing.
So we're going to vote people out that are playing the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if you would have said she's playing the game and she's good at it, okay, I get that.
Sure.
But she's playing the game. When he said that, it was the only thing Romeo said. I went, okay, all right. You have to assume when you go there, you have to assume everyone there is trying to win the game.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like
the whole point is to vote people out because you're all playing a game.
Now, back when they used to hire they picked models and all that other stuff, people just were trying to get, okay, they weren't trying, and that really hurt Survivor. But you have everyone seems like they, their own way, they're trying to win the game. So why would you assume someone's coming there and not trying to play the game?
Right. Didn't we talk about this a week or so ago?
There's literally thousands of repeat, like they try out every single season for 20 years and they still haven't got in and they just keep trying. Like because
too soon, Jamie Joe, too soon.
They're gonna pull people in who are gonna play the game. Like they just they don't think that Jack's
the record stage Jack is crying in the corner. He has a handkerchief.
It's all right. Get your year. You're gonna get your year.
Someday.
I don't even apply anymore.
If I had my way, so many of us would have pushed you through years ago.
I told you could apply to be the anti G.I. Joe, Secret Agent Joe.
There you go. Do that. There you go.
I'm like, is there a word challenge where we don't have to sleep on bamboo, because I can't do that. I literally won't be able to walk the next day.
I'm saying it's like you and Cindy. It could have been you. It could have been you guys on Amazing Race this year.
Amazing
Race.
Yeah, and I would be the most hated person
clearly,
in America. Move!
Look, the Amazing Race wasn't big enough for 2 couples from Raleigh.
Only one could go.
And one couple came across looking. The winners look very team oriented, very positive.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be good. I'd be good most of the time, but then there'd be.
I know Jay has said this before, and he points it out, but that dude, he goes to Linwood Grill, and sometimes Jay will be like, "That's the dude from the YouTube channel." I'll be like, I'll be like,
"Oh, really?
What?" Yeah, and Jay will be like, "Yeah, that's him. He's seen him there a couple of times, like chilling at the bar with friends, not just hanging out, grabbing a drink or sitting."
Look at it. Someone sent me a DM on Facebook or Twitter when it was on saying, "Do you know him?" I go, "No, I know of him."
Raleigh's guess what, guys? It's a very big circle. Yeah. Raleigh's a very big circle, and not all of us know. Once upon a time, everyone knew everybody else, but not in the last 10 years.
I got that when I moved from San Diego to Raleigh. The first, people are going, "Oh, I go, there's 2 million people in San Diego. I only know about 1.5 million. So
yes. I don't know everyone. I can't possibly know them all.
Yeah. No, Jay recognizes him. I never do, but I feel bad about.
They have a great channel. I mean,
that's what I hear.
They're a lot of fun.
That's what I hear. You should get familiar with the channel, and next time you take the kids to Linwood Grill, just keep an eye out.
Yeah. Say, dude.
I don't think they live anywhere near here. I think that he just must have friends that straight chill here. Or maybe they just really like the Cinemark. Everybody loves that Cinemark. That's next to it.
Who doesn't like Linwood Grill?
When you find a good place, you don't give it up.
Exactly. And it's super cheap. A family of 4 could still eat there for $35 with a beer.
Yeah, it's
very inexpensive. Sure. It's a really great place. There's a reason why. Anyway, not talking about eating.
We forgot to talk about the fresh fish.
The fresh fish! That's what I was getting at with the food talk.
The giant fish.
Yeah. The fish.
Jeff must be eating great, because he was just saying they're little pieces of fish, but they're fresh fish.
Oh my goodness. It's like she's never eaten sushi before.
I think it's because they got so embarrassed by all the things that I said last year about their pizza. Then they're not getting pizza this year. We're going to give them fish.
Justified. It was justified.
And Jonathan's just ripping those fish apart.
Right. No, what you don't know is Jonathan actually ripped them apart and cooked them with his bare hands, because he just had so much heat, he rubbed it together. Yes. And he created the fire himself.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Cooked fish.
Called down the lightning. Good old...
See, now they're gonna have to start calling him Moses or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, because he's Thor now.
He's Thor.
I know. I go by Wegmans in the fish department. I'm I always go, oh my god, I wish I still had my mask on. It smells so bad.
Right?
There are sometimes. Okay, guys. Sorry if this makes anybody uncomfortable, but you ever fart in public now that masks are done and you're like, damn it, I wish people were still wearing masks?
Well, at my age, I'm at the age now where they just kind of go on their own. So just kinda,
well, I'll be like, Alex, Alex, did you have poo-poo? I might have done that on the airplane yesterday. And he was like, no. Do you?
Airplanes are the worst because you always have that.
I know. Nick has you've heard it. Nick has a great airplane story about somebody that.
Always there.
Anyway. Woo! Imagine farting at tribal council.
I'm quickly imagining like High's face from last week.
No, you know
add up.
You know the meme of Nicole Kidman when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock?
The reaction shot.
That's been debunked.
I know it's been debunked, but that picture would be tribal council, right, as Sherry pointed out, crop dusting.
Crop dusting, yes.
That's not a tribal. You're just
fart.
There.
That's a casino fart. When you
I sent a video to the Ramblecast guys from TikTok, and it's this woman getting into a boat, and she literally farts for like 20 seconds. And the people are just laughing. He's like, that can't be real. I go, they're laughing, so it's just.
It really happens.
Tori would have been like, God, Swappy, can't you do anything right? And Daniel would have been like, Chanel did it. Chanel told me to do it. Chanel was like, whatever.
I was like, no, I don't dare. And she was like, do it, Daniel.
Mike in the Justice Fire represents life until someone farts. Someone's fart blows out your fire.
When they walked into Tribal, was Jeff like angry?
Jeff's always angry at Tribal.
But I go, what is he? I've never seen him like, maybe he always does that. I just don't pay attention. But he's like,
oh my God.
Maybe he was holding in a fart.
We're going to have to sit here for 3 hours doing retakes because these kids cannot get it together.
No, if he has to hold a fart, he goes, we're just going to skip the talking. Just go vote.
Let's just get to voting.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna go over here and count the parchment paper real quick. Chris in the chat, Jeff, Jonathan with just the best farts ever.
No one can touch his farts.
No one. His farts are literally propelling the boat, and that's why they.
That's why the people in the boat were like.
That's what happened to Mary Harry. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And Romeo's
not funny.
Romeo's not having any of this. Romeo's like, you guys.
Well, Romeo's not. He doesn't weigh enough to fart, right?
He would airlift. He would lift a little.
He'd be hovering.
Romeo, we have to climb the ladder. Fart. And it's like, whoop.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Yes, indeed. This is how the game shall be played.
All right. We have an email. We have 2 emails.
I'm sorry to whoever sent these emails.
Oh God.
This high class, high caliber show.
There's going to be someone giving us a bad review that's one of those uppity people.
Oh, one of those people that are so anti-fart.
All they did was talk about farts the whole time.
Listen, Survivor fan 10103020117. Everybody farts, okay? There's books about it for children.
It's just how we do things. It's an important part of our lives.
Survivor fan 10103500017. This dude took a dump in the ocean and talked about it. And we sang a song about it. Poop in the ocean.
All they talked about was smelly fish in the markets and masks and farts.
Hey, listen, person that's leaving us a bad review, if farts are what we went to when we talked about smelly fish, you should be savvy.
I can't remember how we got started on this.
feel fortunate that with smelly fish we went to farts and not anywhere else.
Smelly cat.
We got it. We kept it all in the
Okay. Mike, this show, quoting Survivor fan 10103456017, this show is very crappy. They're full of gas.
Well, not anymore.
Full of hot air. Thank you very much. All right.
It's been released.
All right. Our first email is from Ryan.
Ryan,
my best man, Ryan. Well, technically Jay's best man, but
shooters.
Yeah. I don't want to read last names because I don't know if anybody doesn't want that. He says, "Hey friends, minus Jay plus Jamie. I was behind on the podcast, but I just thought about this. Do you think the cast was confused when they heard Jeff say, 'come on in,' instead of 'come on in, guys'? Because they did not have any exposure to the previous season, correct?"
Never thought about that.
They may have been confused. Oh my God.
They might have told him, all right, look, we had a vote. And the other tribe said, the other group said, hey, at first they said we were cool with it. Then they said, no, get rid of it. So we got rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they told him because,
maybe.
Or did they pay attention? I'm sure they got handlers. It's like, all right, go in.
I feel the only person that really actually noticed that he didn't say guys might have been Zach.
Yeah, probably.
Just seems like a Zach thing where he would have been like, hey, didn't expect that.
Right, don't forget, this is a group where only like one person noticed that 3 of them are covered in blood.
This is a fact.
Forgot about that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's good email, Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah. And just at least we were spared the very cringy awkwardness of Jeff not getting what he wanted with drop the 4, carry the 1, come on in, guys. And like being like, so Jackson, how do you feel about him saying come on in, guys? And everyone will be like, huh? I don't get this. So yeah, thank God somebody production note was like, Jeff. Yeah, no. Thank you, Ryan. I think some people probably were, but for the most part, who knows? Again, the blood was probably distracting.
That was the tip off that they didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Literally, you'd have to have your jugular cut to have that much blood coming down your.
This is the crowd we're working with.
It's like, what were you doing that you're that covered in blood? And why is Lydia the only person that noticed?
Do you need a Band-Aid?
Yeah, right? Like, are you okay? Like, where's it coming from? Do you have open wounds everywhere?
We had to climb through barbed wire.
Welcome to Leprosy Island. Can you survive?
All right, our next email is from Mandy.
Mandy!
Jamie.
Hey, Mandy.
You guys gonna go, Mandy?
Mandy?
I was like, do I say her name or do I sigh? I don't know what to do.
You do you. It's you. You come up with whatever you want.
I already promised her that I would never be the kind of person to sigh at email from her. So I shan't sigh.
I make no promises, any guarantees. None.
Mandy says, happy Wednesday. Is anyone else liking how Survivor is including the meta comments from the contestants, like Romeo saying show montage? Can we talk about the immunity idol? It's cool, but it seems kind of lazy to make the second place team get to the base. Maddie, during the challenge, said, quote, Jonathan is basically a motor. It's like he's motorboating. You motorboating son of a bitch. And earmuffs, children.
Funny you should bring up motorboating.
Oh, he was motorboating.
Where this was going.
Go back about 5 minutes and you'll see what propelled him forward.
He's like hydroplaning.
Finally, Mandy says, I'm seriously pissed that Survivor's preview of 42 shows who gets the last Beware idol. So every time it looks like the person's going home, I know they don't because they haven't said the potato line. Okay, I totally missed that in the preview.
I missed it too. You mean previews for next week?
That's what she said.
I didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah, I didn't. I paid attention to it and I completely missed it.
Huh.
Mandy just pointed out that should we 3 be on the island, we would be the ones that missed the guy.
We would missed it. Yeah, we would have lost the idol like itself in general.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I didn't even see it.
I didn't. Yeah, I totally missed that.
I help with my pick tonight.
I do like that they're including the comments like show montage, because at this point, you're 42 seasons in. Everyone knows that the cameras are there. You might as well have fun with it, right?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, remember when that montage belatedly showed a dude sexually harassing a bunch of women?
Yeah,
that was fun.
Crazy montage. Woo.
Yeah.
Good times.
Survivor has just gotten wild in its old age. Anyway, let's move on to thank you guys for the emails. If anybody has any emails they would like to share, it's SurvivorJJC@gmail.com. And if you click on the show notes, I generally will put it in the show notes too. So that will remind you. All right. Let's get into the points thing.
Yes.
I had the right tribe. Do I get points for that?
You know what? I spent the whole time going, no one's talking about Roxroy. No one's talking about Roxroy. I voted him to go. He needs to go. Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah. He's a pain. He's a pain.
I was let down on my point, but it's okay. It's all right.
All right. So, according to the vote thingy, the tally of the votes, Jamie has 2, Jack has -1, I have 1. Wow, what a close race, guys, in week 4. What a close race. Last week, both of you thought Roxroy. I thought Daniel. None of us got any points. The person that did go home was Swathi. So let's see. Who here? Let me go down.
I think I said merge.
So Jay and Jack both had merge. I had pre-merge and Jamie had pre-merge. So that means Jamie and I both get a point. Nobody gets any points for who went home.
I was impressed by her going to Harvard, National Guard.
Yeah, it sounded good on paper.
She sounded really good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So then, who do we think? Oops, excuse me. Like I said, this computer is slow tonight because I haven't been home for a week to be on it. All right, who do you think is going home in week 5? I am not. I think, Jamie, you go first because it would have been week 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, so that would be Jack. You're up next.
I'm going to go with Roxroy again just because I think he's on the outs.
Okay. I'm going to go with Daniel again just because I really think he's on the outs. Jamie, Joe, your turn.
Daniel would be my most obvious choice, but I'm going to gamble and I'm going to go with Chanel.
Ooh.
Let's see if Daniel can turn the heat off of himself.
Oh, all right.
I don't know if he can.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I don't think he can either, but.
All right. So that is who we think is going home next week. Let's see. And then as far as what points would be, hold on, I'm not going to waste the time sharing the screen in between the two screens. But let's see, where is Daniel? And where is Roxroy? And where is Chanel? So next week, if Chanel goes home, Jamie... Okay, I had her final 3. Jack had her pre-merge. Jamie, you had her merge. If Roxroy goes home, Jack, you had him merge. I had him final 3, and Jamie had him pre-merge. So, Jamie, you would get a point if Roxroy goes home. And then for Daniel, Jack, you had him final 3. I had him merge, and Jamie had him pre-merge.
I really have him final 3?
You do. Oops. I'm sorry about that. That dude ain't making the final 3.
Whoopsie doodle.
Well, what's her name made final 3 last year?
Yep.
Who?
I can't remember her name.
Erica?
No.
No, the final 3 last year was Erica, Xander,
she made the final,
and
she only made the final. I'm sorry,
Heather.
She made the final 4.
Heather, that's
yeah.
right. And it was what's his face? The one that was feuding with Shan.
Ricard.
Not Ricard.
No, not Ricard.
No, he was 5. He went at 5.
He was a fallen angel.
Come on, Miami Mike.
Oh my God, he was like my winner's pick too, guys. Sorry.
I know this is terrible podcasting. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah, Miami Mike, though, in the chat does say it should be time for a tribe shuffle. If there's a tribe shuffle, everything is up in the air, depending on where things land.
Well, how many people do they have left now?
Well, we're in week 5.
14?
So, yeah.
13,
I think that we still probably have a good... Oh, didn't they say the merge episode is going to be... Oh, 2 weeks. 2 hours. Hold on. Survivor season...
2 hours?
I know, 42. So they're doing... I think that means they're doing the hourglass crap again.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, it's your favorite, Jack. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you excited for it?
So
if they were to do the shuffle right now, let's just pretend like they did do the shuffle right now. Who do you think would be the person most in danger? I would say Marianne.
I would say Marianne too. If they because I think Marianne is, for the people that don't know her, she's being protected by her tribe because they have an affinity for her, but I think she's coming across as
being protected by John, I think.
Yeah, I think she's coming across as someone.
Plus the whole
crazy.
carrot thing too. It's just
Yeah, I agree.
That weird bunny.
Okay, does she not go first next week?
What do you? Oh, because you think that if it'll be a double.
Well, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying if I'm her, I don't open my mouth about the carrot.
Yeah, she shouldn't.
I would wait till someone else says something. I go, okay, they all 3 have it.
Oh, what about the bunnies? Okay,
yeah, those bunnies. Somebody should maybe cue her in on her tribe that, like, hey, why don't you just not say anything? See if someone else says something first.
But they may not even notice.
Right.
Don't forget, Daniel's the lawyer that looked at it 100 times.
That's true. He did reread the fine print.
Yes, he did.
He probably already forgot about it.
He lost it.
He's looking for his shoes again.
He's lost in the woods somewhere looking for his shoelaces.
Deshaun was the third person.
Deshaun, yes.
There it is.
All right. Well, speaking of Deshaun, I think it's time to go out of here. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I'll be better next week. Better joke.
I was actually thinking the same thing. So
yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't say it out loud.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna leave and go fart around outside.
At least you're doing it outside.
Yeah, I try.
True. That's kind of you. That's really kind. Be the kindness. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes, be the wind.
Bring your farts outside.
What a great slogan. SurvivorJJC, bring your farts outside.
I smell a shirt. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. On that note, everybody, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Thank you to the patrons.
And
thank you.
I not to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Jamie has an announcement.
Entirely to interrupt. Okay. So Australian Survivors finale date is actually a week earlier than we had thought it was going to be because they're going down to final 3 instead of final 2. So it looks like, 3 days ago, even Google was telling me it was April 11th, but they've changed and now it's April 4th. So we are doing our finale, Australia Survivor finale podcast at Crazy Hank TV on April the 7th at 8 p.m. Central.
I will write that down. At what time?
8 p.m. Central.
Got it.
All righty. So be there or be square.
Yeah, unless you, if you haven't watched it, you should. And if you have watched it, get over there and let's talk about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go check that out. Thank you for being a patron. Especially the patrons that contribute a certain level, and that would be Eckhart, Rigner, Tack from Tokyo, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. Thank you guys so much. I know Zach and I still have to do our Survivor bonus stuff. It's just been kind of weird because we traveled the last 2 weekends. We were in California for 4 days. We got back last night very late, so I'm very tired right now.
Lots of traveling.
How is California? Expensive gas?
Oh my God. It was like almost $7 by LAX. Holy moly.
That's some serious cheddar.
It is some serious cheddar. I was like, what? Anyway, and then as you got further out, we were like, oh, wow, look at this. It's something like $6.25. And I was like, oh, how cheap it is here.
Yep.
And there were some places where it was around, like, you know, it was expensive. It was, yeah. The only thing I regret, we had a wonderful trip. We went to Disneyland. We saw Jack's family. We saw more.
Just so I don't have to see him.
It was great. We saw more of Jaya's family. So we did like the whole experience, you know, compressed into 4 days, which was kind of nuts. But yeah, Disneyland was super fun. And yeah, like I said, we got home super late. We all went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and the kids slept until 10 a.m. And I was like, why doesn't this happen every day? It was crazy. Zach was up at 9:45, and I had you know, blocked myself off at work. I had told them, I was like, my flight doesn't land until 11:45. I know I'm not going to get home until way after midnight and like get to bed. I will see you sometime after 10 a.m. And I felt really bad because it was 10 and like Alex wasn't awake yet. And I was like, I want to say, you know, I don't want to just like peace out because he's got to get up and go to daycare now, which, you know, he did. But like, so Jay kind of opened the door a little bit to like kind of ease him awake at about 10. And yeah, poor kid was like, just like kind of like, where am I? Who am I? What am I?
It's rough traveling.
It was. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, not to complain or anything, but I'm going to complain. So we had Jack's mom made us a delicious omelet / scrambled eggs and toast breakfast yesterday morning. And we ate at like 10 o'clock, roughly 10 o'clock San Diego time. And then we got to the airport at 11:30, and we traveled all day. We had a layover in San Antonio, a second layover in Georgia, and then to come to Raleigh. So it was a long day of traveling. And when we weren't able to get off the plane in San Antonio because it was Southwest, and it was like one of those, like, you're on the plane for 45 minutes while everybody cleans it and, like, reboards. And we're like, okay, fine, whatever. So we get to Atlanta, and we're all starving because it's 9:30 Atlanta time, which means we haven't eaten in like 6 hours. And, you know, my children are used to eating like every 15 minutes. So they're very...
That's a long time for a kid.
It was very... Yeah, everybody's cranky and hungry. So we race off the plane. Jay, because we had gate checked the car seat for Alex. And Jay was like, get in line someplace. I'll wait for the car seat. Like, I'll meet you up there. So I get up there and I asked the gate agent, I was like, what is the quickest place that's open to eat? Because we've got about a half an hour till we board for our next flight. And he's like, nowhere. You have to go to the vending machines. So everything closes at the major international hub of the Atlanta airport at 9 o'clock. Doesn't matter what time zone you're coming from. It was awful. Oh my gosh. So I had a bag of Ruffles for dinner. Alex, I forget what Alex had. Jay had M&M's. Zachary had sour cream and onion Lay's. It was just like this.
Eating healthy.
Oh, Alex had chocolate chip cookies. It was
the major food groups covered.
So anyway, I had proposed to Papa Robbie. I was like, let's stop. Let's leave like 5 minutes earlier and stop at In-N-Out so we can take food for the plane. And Jay was like, ew, no, gross. That's not going to taste good. It's going to be cold. It's going to be nasty. And it's going to go bad and get moldy in those 4 hours that we don't eat it.
It's nasty anyway.
It is not nasty anyway. So we didn't do it. We didn't do it, and then, you know something? My idea would have been a great idea, because the next time we ate, it was freaking homemade Costco chicken nuggets at 12:30 a.m.
You could have went to Jack in the Box. Those tacos last forever.
We could have, but that would have been even grosser. I'm very bummed. Anyway, we were so hungry. I was so hangry. I was like... I had to like control it in Atlanta.
They don't serve any. You can't buy the snack things on the plane.
No, we could, because it was Southwest, and they're real weird about like their flight, because it was a 2-hour flight, then an hour and 50 minutes, then another hour.
They don't serve alcohol anymore, right?
They do, because it was more than an hour long. But when you go to New York, they don't serve alcohol, and that is a very big shame, to be honest. Because there is never a time when I want to drink more than when I'm about to get off on Long Island.
Do you have to wear a mask?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
But that's an airline rule. Like that's still
Right.
a federal rule, and that is kind of weird.
That ends really soon, though. Like that ends within the next 2.
Yeah, it's supposed to expire soon.
Yeah.
Then it's coming back because they had their variant.
Yep.
The stealth variant. But if it's
Such is life. They're gonna put him back because they're tired of smelling farts that they've missed out on.
I was gonna say, is it a silent but deadly variant?
It is, yes.
All right, on that note, everybody, we gotta go. I gotta go watch an episode of My So-Called Life for the first time for the broadcast.
I'm so excited for you.
Well, I had trouble getting the internet to work, so I ended up not watching any of it yesterday on the flight, which was my plan. So I have to watch 19 episodes in roughly 5.5 days. So wish me luck.
You're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to do it. I'm just saying, Angela was my high school spirit animal. This is going to be fun. You'll like it.
Well, get your feedback in, Jamie Joe. The broadcasters3@gmail.com. April 5th, we're recording, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. All right, on that note, everybody, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next week when homeboy Daniel gets voted out. And I get a point.
Bye-bye, Dan. Bye-bye.
On that note, my name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
Let the record state that.
I'm the gas man.
Jack is the
gas
of the
man.
Because I'm the gas man, yeah. Anyway.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your show.